He's gonna get caught, but they line up for Scump, and Scump, the king!
Envoy is going off.
Pristini gets the kill. They're gonna keep on charging straight into Arsenes! Formal hits the shot. Chicago can't dominate! That is sensational from OpTic. Kenny lighting it up at range.
Absolutely ripping its way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi.
OpTic Gaming have done it! And it's Slasher! And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic!
TJ, the shots he's only gone and got it.
Welcome to CDL Game Day, presented by Game Fuel. One of these two teams will be playing for that beautiful, beautiful trophy. One team is toast when this is all said and done. And for OpTic, Huntsmen, Joe, there's a lot to unpack here.
I mean, what else could you ask for, right? It just feels like the storylines are aligning in. Slashers, OpTic, Chicago Huntsmen. OpTic, they're trying to keep it rolling, trying to keep that momentum going. Chicago trying to bounce back from that tough game 5 yesterday, but you know they have the talent to do it. They've been a top 4 team all year, and they'd be a top 4 team going into that championship weekend next weekend.
Well, this is going to be our Game Fuel marquee match, and I want to look at who's going to be our Game Fuel featured player. It's going to be formal throughout this, so we're going to be keeping eyes on him. What a beast he is, one of the greatest players of all time. When it comes to the champs time, he's usually hitting a different level. I know it's a little bit different. It's it's online. It's not the main event. On LAN, where he has seen so much success, more success than most players can ever dream of. But if they're going to get the W, he's going to have to be big here.
Yeah, he's going to have to be consistent. He's got his hands full. Formal and RCs, you talk about that M4 duo, how scary it can be. But on the other side, you have one of the other best ARs in the world in Slasher. So we always look forward to that Formal versus Slasher matchup, and we have it again. But yeah, it feels like the beginning of the year for Formal was trying to find his stride, how he wanted to play this game, really just be comfortable in his role. And ever since that, he has been comfortable. You've seen him go off. He's been so consistent for this squad. You see the stats right there. He's going to have to bring it again today.
It's just crazy because I think this is the first matchup we had to start the year at launch weekend. Now it's going to be the final match we have of playoffs before championship weekend. It's just, yeah, it was like the first story we talked about, and it's going to be one of the last on the year. I mean, we could talk about this for an hour. Between OpTic and Huntsmen and everything that went down, and now fake OpTic and everything that's changed. What a different world we are now in. There's just so much to this matchup. I cannot stress it more, but we need to get right into the Game Fuel keys to victory. We're going to take a look at Huntsmen first. Joe, what are you looking at?
Before the graphic even comes up, I would probably imagine that something he's going to be talking about Pristini at some point, right? Just the game that he had yesterday. He's going to have a big bounce back game. Nothing crazy, but just slow it down a little bit. Yeah, live or die by him.
You're right.
He's the X factor. In Scump, he's got to continue to play well. He lives for these moments. I have played with him. It just feels like the best Scump comes out during champs, and you see it here, 1.2. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have a 0.58, maybe they're in the winners bracket final out of Pristini. But whatever happens. It feels like we've known Pristini throughout the years. He can have an off day. Can he bring it up a notch today?
Yeah, can he rebound? Can he bounce back from that performance? But now over to the Game Fuel keys to victory for OpTic Gaming. As we look through those, you want to use the momentum from the last match. Yeah, like you got a match in today. You're riding high. You got a 3-0. Kenny was on fire. TJ was clutching. You want to start strong on map 1. Chicago might be a little frustrated with the loss. Pristini's trying to rebound. Can you get in their heads early? And look at Texas Kenny, the difference. 1.38 KD so far for playoffs versus a 0.93. He has been lights out.
Yeah, he's been insane. It feels like he's comfortable. In OpTic Gaming, I think what's important for them is in those close games, they are clutching up. We saw it in the Domination. We saw it yesterday or a day or two ago on Azir Cave. They're clutching out what they need to do, and it's behind clutch plays from TJ, from Kenny. And then don't forget about the new guys on this roster. Draws and Hollow, they have been consistent. They have performed at the level that they need to, allowing their stars to step on up, and they need to continue to play at that level because this is their toughest and biggest matchup yet.
It certainly is. We got one more thing to do before we get into map 1, and that's to meet our squads. Let's take a look at the Huntsmen. It's champs time, and well, it's 4 out of the 5-year players have champs rings. There is talent, experience, leadership, everything you need on this squad. Joe, they're so close to making a run the next weekend.
Yeah, they are. One more game, and then what? I mean, we just saw London win, so they would match up against London next weekend. So there's an opportunity for them to really go on a run here. But as you said, the Twins are going for back-to-back. Chump and Formal are going for another one. Envoy's trying to find his first. So as you said, these guys have it.
Well, a lot can be said for the other side of this as well. Let's take a look at the OpTic Gaming roster.
And OpTic Gaming closing it out. It's Slasher's OpTic. They needed it. Now walk away with the W.
Blackout. Yeah, it's getting blackout. Black. Fire in the street.
It's CDL Game Day presented by Game Fuel, and the stage is set. You saw the Huntsman roster. There's a look at OpTic Gaming. This has everything you could possibly want in a juggernaut matchup, from the talent to the storylines and narratives that have ran between these two teams. They've been kind of interwoven since the kickoff of this year with everything that went down with that old OpTic Gaming roster. And Joe, you and I were talking about before just how much history there is too with people like Slasher and Kenny and matching up against the likes of Scump, Formal, and those old OpTic rosters.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for Kenny and Slasher, they had a crazy losers run last year. They're trying to do it again. But when you had the old OpTic Gaming, the Dynasty, there were a couple of players that always gave them a bit of a hard time. Slasher was one of them. Kenny was one of them. Apathy sticks out a little bit, but there was a few players that it happens, even 100 Thieves last year, and well, that duo, they stuck together. But here we go. Game 1, Runner Hardpoint starting up. For OpTic Gaming LA, you're sitting at 5-5. For Chicago, you're sitting at 7-7. So very equal on this map number 1.
Love to see it. Both 50-50 on this map and mode, but into it we go. What I hope is one of the more riveting 5-game series we've had all year on RC's POV to start it off, and the MP5 is on point.
And well, he just does his job right away, doesn't he? That's a very quick flip for Supply Depot. Draza trying to stay alive for OpTic Gaming. OpTic, though, they do win majority of the fights around the hill, so they're going to get this early time. Already up towards 10 points. Draza in a great position, but misses some shots, just trying to play his life, help his teammates out. He does a pretty good job, and OpTic Gaming, they recover. So nice job from OGLA.
Well, yeah, I mean, right after you said the flip came in, I think Draza killed 2. Like, that immediate sequence there put him in a strong position, and they flip right back. It's not that often that for this opening hold you see it flip multiple times for spawns. It's pretty rare you see 1. Even rarer you see 2. But OpTic will be in a good position. And with 10 seconds left, no one's really racked up too much time. But Formal trying to do what he can. Will get one before the trade comes in from Kenny. Now, what can Envoy do from the other side? He's got the ram out.
He's got the ram out. I would say like Parasite in the challenger scene has really made this a popular weapon. You can play pretty quick with it. It has a very fast, rate of fire. So you can sort of do it at all ranges, but a map like Gunrunner is perfect for its engagements. There's been talk, though, between pros of it's not that great on the 60 hertz servers that they are playing on. So we'll see how he does it, how he does with it. Does he go back to the MP5? But early on in this hill, it's OpTic Gaming LA, but here comes the Huntsmen.
Yeah, right as you say that, I think 4 of them are going to drop. They're still spawning in the back, so a chance to get back into it, but Huntsmen have done a good job getting into at least contest the opening part of this hard point. Rotating early to the other side will be Draza. After he dies and spawns up near minecarts, he's just going to rally all the way back into warehouse. So they'll give up the final 20 or so seconds, now get set up. And minecart has been one of those points we've seen teams get better and better at. Lockdown 50 plus seconds. As you look at the minimap, OpTic Gaming in a good spot for that, but they'll be down 25 points or so heading over to it.
Yeah, well, there you see the power of the ram right there. Envoy is able to win that. They're trying to set up the pinch on the opposite side. It's RC's. It's the Twins trying to make the play. 3 go down. Pristini is bringing it. Nice 2 kills. That's going to open up the hill. He's going to slide on through. Now OpTic Gaming trying to recover.
Yeah, I mean, that's back-to-back hard points where OpTic look to be in a pretty good position, and Huntsmen bully their way into the point.
Okay.
I don't even know how he gets that, mantling backwards, hip-firing forward, and takes down 2. But great stuff there from Pristini, and you need a solid start from him, because on the other side of it, you talk about the S&G. Scump currently 1-8, hasn't gotten into a rhythm quite yet, but that's fine. You're up 30, you've got minecart control.
I was going to say, they got the breaks that they needed, but now with our game fuel feature player, Formal started off 9-6, throws that trophy down. We're going to hop on board with him for a bit. And this is a great position for him for rotating the crates because he is cutting off the OpTic Gaming spawn. They're going to have to run into this man behind this minecart with this M4. Nice shots on a 1, snaps onto the second. And well, you see his talent right there.
And then his legs snapped off by the Simtex, but he will drop. But yes, the talent on full display. We talked about Scump slow start, and then Kenny, Texas Kenny, who's been just in an unbelievable form. Not a great start for him as well. Is OpTic now down 60? Another hard point they're in control of early. Will they get broken? And right now, the T2P duo of Scump and Formal trying to find the openings, but Hollow and Kenny combined to take down 3 of the Huntsmen, retain control of the hard point. Who's that trying to get all the way into the back? They got Envoy.
Yeah, he got spotted, though. He had dead silence up. Yeah, he was trying to make the play to flip for the spawns. But as you said, OpTic Gaming, if they've been in the rotations, it feels like they're playing well. They're just not executing on the hills. And Formal, he continues. 14-8 now. Really starting to go off with this M4. The shot is on point. They earned a ton of time. They have a 70-point lead. And you already sort of talked about this. This has to be a big hill for OpTic Gaming. They need to get back into this one.
Well, as we hop off our game fuel feature player, he had a nice little tear there, but down 60 now. Yeah, this is a crucial hard point for sure. You've been cracked wide open on hard points all game long here. You desperately need a hole. Scump looking for something to get on through, dodges the Simtex, and rips Draza off a point of cover. Lots of players dropping for OpTic. Hollow, the only one alive for a moment, trying to do what he can inside, but there's the break again. Over and over and over again. Huntsman just cutting through the OpTic Gaming defense, and you cannot win a hard point if you're holding like that as OpTic is.
Yeah, that was a nice pinch set up by Chicago Huntsmen. You saw Scump just sort of taking his time, but he was waiting for RCs to go all the way through, and that's the player who got the final 2 kills. So nice patience from Chicago. OpTic Gaming, they're going to be down 75 points or so heading into this next set of rotations. They're trying to hold that right side of the map, so when we rotate the depot, they have the strong spawns, but strong spawns haven't mattered.
Yeah, I mean, that's really all you have to fix. Hold on to a hard point when you have the spawns. It sounds simple, but they haven't been able to do it to this point. And I don't know what's going on with Kenny, because we have been praising him. He has been lights out this week. 6-14 right now, getting up to around double negative, just not having a great map. Not sure if he's just waiting to get hot, maybe a little bit cold off the break from the first series, but we'll see if he can turn it around as we go to Kenny's POV. Maybe we can see what's going wrong for him right now, as he's looking for openings. His teammates, though, picking up the kills. Nobody in the hard point for now, but OpTic still set up on the other side, looking good for Depot. I just feel like I've said that 10 times and it hasn't mattered.
And I will say, I haven't watched all. Well, I think we've seen all of them. I'm not sure how much OpTic gave me a play Gunrunner throughout this week, and sometimes that matters, right? To get that repetition, we've seen that a few times on Cave, right? And just sort of going through those motions. Sometimes that just, it's your first time playing it in a few days in an official match. That can sort of throw off your mojo, but we'll see if they can hold on to this hill. They're able to find 3 kills, but inside of it was Pristini trying to find the opening. Now it's Formal, and they're just putting the pressure on.
Yeah, the pressure seems to be here so quickly. Formal 4 in a row before he's going to drop. It looks like it might be another break for Huntsmen, or at least a fantastic bit of contest time to make sure OpTic can't crawl back into this. The newcomers, Andraza and Hollow, trying to lock it down as best they can, but for that 20-30 second stretch, it seemed like there was always one more guy for Huntsmen to get the contest in, so OpTic earned so little time. Now they'll get the final 20 seconds, but this time around, Huntsmen can get set up at Minecart, where OpTic, I mean, the break seemed almost instantaneous for Huntsmen to get through.
There's 5 seconds left. So they were down about 70, 75. Now going to be down around 40. So it clawed back a little bit. But as you said, you see the setup here from the Huntsmen. Yeah, Formal all the way outside towards Wood, but 3 are going to go down. Here's going to come the pressure. What can Arcades do? Such a strong position. He's doing it all right now, but it's Hollow and TJ who set up that pinch. Now Hollow trying to stay alive and on board with our game-fueled featured player. Formal just going to try to watch the cross, but that's tough to do when there's a smoke down.
Smoke ends up perfect, and Slasher might be 1 team kill, but he's going to take down 3 as well. What can Formal do now as he's coming off a spawn? OpTic bouncing back into this one. The deficit now down to 37 as Formal looking for some kind of opening. Just so difficult to do as now the power position's in. Trying to shoot the feet off a Hollow. They're able to combine for the team shot and take him down. Another team kill in for OpTic. It's Slasher guilty of it again, but it's enough to get them back into the point, even though there's only 10 seconds left to earn. Now we'll all fight out towards boxes, but I think maybe now we've got ourselves a game, Joe.
Yeah, Formal just trying to look over his teammates. Straza in a solid position on that rock. The 1 versus Slasher. Slasher's ready for it. Slasher's going to start to earn that time, but there's a fight through green. Formal's just going to rotate back and over, but he's got to watch the flank. DJ's actually got through. He's just a couple of seconds behind, and I think Formal realizes that there is a big opening, so he's going to give that call out. Draza's taking down his teammates, but it's Envoy who gets the key kill on rotation.
It's a huge one to make sure that flip doesn't come in, and while all those fights are going down, you're still picking up the time in the hard point. 190 to 162 the scoreline. OpTic will get right back in. TJ and Slasher leading the way. Kenny still double negative, has not been able to pick it up and put on the performance we've been expecting of him this week.
Look at the spawns.
He do it down the stretch, but now they're running off to the races. Off to the races go. OpTic, they're able to get that trade. They're able to get in to Warehouse. The spawn does come in the back as well. They're still getting the time in the hard point as well. This could be the moment that makes or breaks for OpTic Gaming. Can they get the hold finally here inside of Warehouse?
Chicago, they're setting it up though. 2 are going to go down. It's going to come very quick from the Huntsman. Draws it towards the back. He spots 1. Pristini wins it. It's the twins again, doing their best to find those entries, and there is that break.
What a break. It only took 15 to 20 seconds, and they broke on through. We've got ourselves a tie game with just half the hard point remaining in Warehouse. Neither team can close it out here as OpTic brutally and savagely try to fight back in, but just cannot find an opening for now. But can TJ and Kenny get it done here? Trying to pick up shots in the back of the flank, which they're able to do, and contest this time if possible, or secure these final 15 seconds. And Kenny does get in, so they'll get these points. And now look to the other side. The race is off for the flip on the other side. It's Raza across. It's Formal and Scump there as well.
I was going to say, was it worth it? Was it worth it to go for that scrap time? Yes, we'll see. On the rotation, it's Formal. He's up to 32 kills, and on the hill, it's 5 dead for OpTic Gaming. Chicago, they're in a position to earn some time. They have spawns for next. Beautifully done on that rotation, and that's what I was saying. I wasn't quite sure how many resources OpTic Gaming were going to put into that push, but they put a lot.
And I think you ended up with a 2-on-2 over there, or 2 versus 2, but like Formal's just the one that goes big. He takes the gunfight, he takes it, and now they're in striking distance of closing this out. Is OpTic are spawning out so deep, trying to clear them out of the hard point, make sure they can't win it here, but also trying to battle for those depot spawns. Now, with the remaining time of the point, once again in a scenario where neither team can win it, Can
TJ's
TJ
flying.
go huge as he works top?
Yeah, and then I think it's Kenny with 2 kills to get them off of the hill. So trying to do what they can. They're trying to hunt TJ down. Envoy spots him. Beautiful shot from him. And here we go. It comes down to Depot. Pushes in. Draza trying to go all the way around. But he's got to wait for his teammates. They are just so staggered right now. But we'll see what he can find.
And it's been messy here all game long. Regardless of who has had control, this has not been a cleaner controlled hard
Draza
point.
got spawns.
Huntsman up 10, spawns in for OpTic, 4 kills in a row for OpTic, and then now got into the point. Is this going to be another clutch for OpTic Gaming? 20 more points needed to close it out. They haven't held well all game. Can they hold here? One massive hold needed, but it's Formal over the top that's trying to make the plays. And Pristini bursting in through the back door, trying to do it as well. Huntsman going to get in. OpTic spawning out. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but 7 more seconds and it will be. Here comes the OpTic Gaming push. 3 go down for Chicago. And I think OpTic get the tick here. OpTic actually get the tick. So there has to be a contest from Chicago. There has to be a contest. And Envoy with the knife. Did he get in? He did. So now it's on this rotation, and guess who? It's Formal who is set up.
Go, go, go. OpTic's gotta fly. Huntsmen are in. 3 points needed. Can they contest? Someone's gotta touch it. They fly across. They're not able to do it. And Huntsmen get the W in the madness of map 1. That little bit of contest they needed, just enough to push it to mine carts. What a map. What a map. Woo.
Oh, man. Hey, and I mean, it was just about those holds from OpTic Gaming. They were not great. The breaks from Chicago were so good. And you wanted a big game out of Pristini. He stepped it up. 37 and 31 from him. On the other side, we talked about Kenny struggling. He actually brings it back to 28 to 30. The slaying was so close. Look at these stats, Maven. And that's the score line, right? 9 seconds. But, man, both of those teams had an opportunity to win that game.
Think about that stretch then from Kenny, because I think I said he was 12 and 24. So he goes 16 and 6 over the end of that game, and a big part of why you get this run from OpTic, but it's not enough, and you cannot highlight it enough. What a map from Pristini. You saw the tweets from him last night. He was really hard on himself. He was frustrated. It was one of those situations where he kind of needed to get off social media and just mentally reset with his squad, and he does it here. 37, leading all players in the lobby. Just unbelievable stuff. But Joe, we didn't have time to get to this before the match when we talk about our Sony Xperia smartphone predictions. How'd you go?
I went Chicago 3-2. I just think they've been top 4 all year. I thought even with Pristini, the way he performed yesterday, if he's just a little bit better, even like a 0.7, right? I thought everyone else played phenomenally against a very solid Atlanta FaZe team. The OpTic's going to push it, but I think Chicago clutches it out.
I'm an idiot, but I went OpTic 3-1. I went OpTic 3-1.
This has just been your story, right?
It has all year. I thought they'd be one of the top teams. They have not, but it seems like they've been improving massively. Kenny has hit a form that we've been excited to see, and I just felt with them getting the confidence from that match earlier and frustrations for Huntsman, the loss, I thought OpTic could do it, and obviously still a chance, but they go down 0-1 and in a map where it feels like maybe OpTic could have won and should have won. Just sloppy early. They clutch up late, but just put themselves in too much of a hole.
Yeah, I think, we talked about it so many times at Warehouse a few times, at Depot a few times. Heck, even the first minecart on the first rotation when the score was pretty close. OpTic Gaming, you have this setup. It's what you're looking for. But I think it was Pristini and Arcides multiple times who were able to find the opening, just make it messy, and that's what Chicago wanted to do, and they do it.
And from our Game Field featured player, you saw some incredible moments there for Formal as well. But now let's look at the quick scope presented by U.S. Air Force and just where these teams align when you talk about matches, games played throughout the course of the year. Obviously, with the year they've had, Huntsman going to have the edge in every single category. But I think it's fair to say they're not playing the same OpTic roster.
No, they aren't. But what has Chicago been so good at? It's those game ones. It's those hard points. They've been the best hard point team, or one of them, all year long. And they're able to clutch that one out. And now we're going an interesting one. Gun Runner Search and Destroy. Because you and I, we've commentated over OpTic Gaming in their Gun Runner. In Chicago, you know that they've been watching, especially earlier today. So OpTic Gaming has been so good on this map, but Chicago, they've been studying. What adjustments do they make? This should be a fun one.
Yeah, it absolutely should be. And I think we're going to take a look at our Astro social soundboard. I think it's a tweet from JCap that we're going to check out before we get into the map too. So we'll take a look at that before we get fired up. And it's a map we've seen from them quite a bit. But yeah, you said TJ absolutely world started C for the win. Yeah, I didn't realize at the time because you and I, basically the kind of the screen we're watching from our caster POV we didn't realize there was a picture-in-picture there on C. So shout out to the observers. You got to see the plays from TJ. And now I guess we're showing tweets from me. Yeah, it is the best part. I get very sweaty and hot during matches when I'm getting into it. Now I get to wear my Lulu shorts and just be very, very comfortable, Joe. And I'll tell you what, I'm feeling sexy.
Yeah, you look good. You look good, man. That shirt looks good on you. The game fuel looks good.
Well, I saw one tweet that said, now I know where all his hair went. Talking about my head, I guess, to my legs. And
that's okay.
I felt that one.
That's what's it matter?
Yeah.
It is what it is, dude. We all have our battles.
We certainly do. And, these 10 players have their own battle right now as we get into Gunrider. And, yeah, we've seen it quite a bit from OpTic recently, just over the course of these playoffs, but kind of nailed it. You've been able to watch that. Hopefully, if you're Huntsman and prep for it, there has been a lot of aggression out of OpTic.
And for Chicago, this is one of their, if not their best search and destroy map. They're sitting at an 8-3 overall throughout the year. So they were probably very happy that OpTic Gaming decided to go with this one. Here we go. Chicago starting on offense. And this is typically the first round defense we have seen from OpTic Gaming. It's just sort of stacking A, not getting caught off guard. And will there be some pressure through the flank as TJ's going to spot that cross at B?
Well, Huntsmen have now worked their way up to the site. Bomb is going down, but it's Draza now with the first blood. They'll put an M4 in his back pocket to work with as well, but now you got to worry about that. So that player dying. Look at number 2 now. Arceus has to worry about that push through, which takes one player away from the front aggression towards the site. And this is great. I mean, you have to take this out. What is the worst timing maybe the worst timing I've ever seen. And it happens a lot in Call of Duty, and now, like dominoes, one by one, they're going to be falling. Suddenly, it's just Envoy, 20 seconds to go. Can he somehow make the play? Not going to happen. Hollow will gun him. Draza with a team kill that will not matter, but really, it's just the first blood, and Draza opening the flank, and then I don't know how that goes if Arceus doesn't get the worst timing in the world.
Yeah, because OpTic Gaming would have then had to hunt down Arceus, who probably backs it up all the way to Warehouse and plays his life. You're just talking about wasting time. And you can see OpTic Gaming, they had no clue Envoy got into that position up top into that crate. So in terms of seconds on the clock, if Arceus just watches that for another second, they might win that first round. But it's Draza on the flank.
Yeah, Draza makes the play, and Arceus probably wanted to punch a wall after that timing that he just got. But if you play Call of Duty, we have all been there at one point or another. It can be a frustrating sequence for sure, but who will be the first blood king of this round? Pristini's going to get caught. It's Draza again. That's back-to-back first bloods for him, but in the smoke, it's Scump trying to make the play. He'll get traded out quickly, though. Numbers advantage once the dust settles to OpTic. 3 versus 2. Formal and Envoy remaining for Huntsman.
And this was an issue yesterday for Pristini, was getting first blooded. So he's going to have to make some adjustments, play with your squad maybe a little bit more because Draza is finding him. 2 versus 3 now. Envoy, he's going to pop dead silence, try to hunt one down. Well, Kenny, he's going to win the gunfight. He's been so good in search and destroy this week. Started off 3-0, but now Formal, the time against you. You got to find 2 players. You got to defuse the bomb. Slasher's going to take you down.
Yeah, I think he basically walked right over him, unfortunately, there at the minecart. But 2-0 now to OpTic. Draza, again, the guy we're keeping an eye on early. Back-to-back first bloods and back-to-back rounds for OpTic. And yeah, you can talk about how good this has been for Huntsman. You're right, it has been. But you and I have casted both the OpTic matches. They have played this map. They have looked darn good. They've had some nail-biters. They've had some blowouts. I mean, the last one we watched here was not close.
No, and it's really just their teamwork and how many different things they show. And here's one of them where they get aggressive towards the B side. You have a 5-man setup. One player is going to be right outside. Yes, it was Draza, really their point man. One guy set up at the rock to help him out in case there needs to be a trade. So Chicago going to take this one slow, but guess who? Draza with his 3rd first blood. And they trade this? No, they cannot. And he's looking for more.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. His impact early in these rounds puts Huntsman in another tough spot offensively. Still no bomb plant with about 45 to go. And now, yeah, you still have to worry about Draza just in this great position mid-map. So many angles he can pick up from that spot. And, well, RC's going to get caught. Slasher will put his head in the blender, and they're going to wrap this out towards A. Formal, though, does get a nice pick, which helps even the odds just a bit. But now you've got to work to set this up. Hollow just got the information on the cross. Nearly catches Pristini. It's Kinney, actually, that does get the kill. Envoy and Formal once again have to try and clutch.
I think Kenny spotted that player with the bomb trying to rotate through. And once again, Formal in a 1 versus 2. He's got to try to plant. And I don't think he will. Kenny takes him down. That first blood, it just puts them in a tough situation. And you see the way that OpTic Gaming's playing it. Just really strong setup towards the middle of the map. Hollow, he's watching the cross towards A in case they want to rotate it. They do, but Kenny's there through bathroom to help him out. They're playing their game.
And it's like you need to highlight how good of a first blood it is, because there's like 2 different types of first bloods. There's a first blood you get and you get traded out instantly. And there's a first blood where you stay alive and are still a threat on the map. And that's what draws this ball in, right? Like, he's got the first blood and still been a threat. And that is just a dangerous first blood. But here they go.
Going right back towards A. And there was one of those first bloods where Envoy quickly gets traded. But, you know, just trying to switch things up for OpTic Gaming. Hitting A 2 times in a row. I mean, usually we might see this hit once a map from both teams. Well, catching Huntsman off guard is... Now they have the man advantage. Yeah, Scump just guessed the wrong way.
Kenny, like, shot was a little bit shaky at first. Like, this is going to be interesting. But now down to a 2 versus 2 we go. A ton of time to work with. Where do OpTic want to go with this bomb? It's going to be the Twins, and Arcides and Pristini looking to clutch. Arcides gets the kill now to Kenny, who's been so good in Search and Destroy. And
he's just trying to
1v2.
Trying to make a play for Deddy because it had it popped. He would love to reset it. Now he's going to have to plant. Chicago's going to give it to him. Maybe. Okay. Now he's going to go for it.
He thought he heard something for a second.
Well, this is going to be tough. That silence pop for Pristine. Or sorry. Oh, it's not. That was... Now it's pop for him. And here comes the push. He's just trying to watch so many different angles. Got himself into a good position. He's going to spot one, but there we go. The teamwork from the Twins on point gets them into this game.
Big round win. They needed one, and, well, now the team that's got the first blood has won every single round. A little bit of love out from Arcee's. Bit of a snap there as he's able to hit the shots as the Twins do it.
We showed some love to Atlanta FaZe, right? So some of the guys who won a world championship last year.
Maybe he's trying to get some good juju in. I don't know.
Yeah.
For later if they get to next weekend. Yeah, the back-to-back A play doesn't work. Yeah, they had a chance to win the round, and sure, may have caught them off guard, but still kind of exciting to see some different looks out of OpTic. But Huntsmen, the ones that clutch up and get the final lap. Some big late kills from Arcides. Slasher's going to get caught. Arcides again finding the kills, now up to 4 and 3 as he's able to dip away into green.
Yeah, and Slasher's just pre-firing that smoke, just trying to get information. One of the few times where OpTic Gaming on defense don't have first blood. Kenny, though, he's going to bring it back to make this a 4 versus 4, but it's a little bit different. You have a lot of map control if you're Chicago. Draza cannot work the flank. Pristini's shutting that down. So where does the pressure come from? It's inside event, but Scump with a big one.
Back-to-back first bloods for Huntsman. Now can they close out these rounds? It's looking that way. TJ and Draza are going to be the only 2 players left. TJ will fall. Draza is dead as he will drop, and that's back-to-back rounds now for Huntsman.
Okay, so he stopped shooting. So
yeah,
I know that looked bad, but
yeah, that's why I didn't say anything.
What Draza's trying to do is give them more kills so they have offense if this goes the distance. But it did look really bad.
Yeah, I was like on the cusp of freaking out, and I was like, nope, that was very intentional.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a story of first bloods. This time it is going to be Hollow that's able to pick it up. But, well, players dropping in a flurry. It's TJ. It's able to shut down 2 inside of water. Quickly. It's on Formal and Pristini to now try and clutch up. Formal, Daddy popped. Can he make the play? Just inching his way forward, trying to get a line of sight onto Draza. He's playing from that rock. Not a fun fight, as you can see how difficult that can be from his POV.
Nice nade. They're going for it. But this is what OpTic Gaming, they've been so strong at, is around this B site. They really have. And they do it again. But it's TJ, Iceman, who picks up that double inside of water on Envoy, on Scump. Gives them that numbers advantage.
It's been a fun search to watch. Like, it's just, there's been a lot of like clutch situations, a lot of crazy gunfights. But will it go the distance? Huntsman up against it now. Down 2 rounds again. Offensively, looks like they're going to be working back over towards B. Scump, per usual, be working green. Last time, kind of that extended fight he had with Draza. I don't think that's going to be the case this time around. Is Draza is going to be working
We're going to try and
all the
work
way
Pristini
towards
on
that
the flank.
microscope. It's 3 of them. It's 3 of them going.
I like that from Pristini. Just back on up, play with your team. It's going to come down to a 5 versus 5. Most of the push, though. And look at Chicago. I think they're just going to move forward. They're just going to move forward, but TJ's waiting for the push. TJ's waiting for the push, and Draza just buying time for Hollow to come on through.
It's been madness, but Envoy and Scump now have to clutch up. There's not a ton of time left here. Envoy does get a kill, puts it into a 2 versus 2, and gets away with his life. OpTic have to scramble to get onto this in time. He's the read right for Kenny. I think he spots the information for a second, but Envoy just going to back it up. They've got to push it out. They still have the time to defuse. Someone's got to get on it. Scump able to peek out. Huntsmen get the round victory, and what a sequence it was. They play the clock. They get the win, and Envoy huge in the final moments.
And I love that from Chicago. You know that OpTic Gaming are going to put a ton of pressure on the flank. Pristini gets all that information. So they take bathroom control. They move forward. Yeah, TJ and Slasher just waiting for their teammates. They get taken down. And I don't know, the second kill that Envoy gets to make it a 2 versus 2, that is the key kill of the round.
On and on we go. We've seen a lot of A hits out of OpTic. This time looks to be a little bit more standard. PJ so good from this position. Oh, did he not spot him?
I think he might have, but
the way he reacted, I was like, I didn't think he spotted him, but the call does come in. Kenny and Quavo are able to pick up 2 together. Formal able to answer back and turn this into a 3 versus 3. Hollow then over the top there with the trade. Nice read in the bathrooms, but Scump puts them in the blender. 2v2 now with a minute to go. TJ's hip fire is going to be on point. Pristini. What a moment this could be for him. He can clutch up. He gets the information. He gets the spot, but he takes some shots and has to back out of it for now. And he's not going to have dead silence to use. This is going to be so hard once this bomb gets planted. Can he get Slasher and make it a 1v1? Can't quite finish it. Slasher's going to get out with his life. He needs that kill. He needs that kill.
still giving him an opportunity. Both players sort of just shoulder peeking it, trying to get that info. Slasher's going to come back to the rock in such a strong position. Shots here, shots there. Not to Gaming do it.
Yeah,
it's just that skirmish on B, right? Like you saw them fly across off TJ's screen, but it was Hollow, it was Draza. They've been so good around that site. They do it again.
Yeah, and Pristini had a chance. Like, obviously a 1v2, never easy, but if he kills Slasher there, either before the plan or after, very, very winnable, but can't quite do it. OpTic close it out, and they'll go up 5-3. Pristini was terrific in the map one, just not finding that same success here in Search and Destroy. 1-6 for now, but maybe now he can make an impact. He spotted Kenny. He heard steps, though.
Yeah, he heard a lot of steps.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit nervous, so he's just prone and just trying to play his life. This actually sets him up for the flank. This sets him up big time. We'll see what Pristini can do. But all of OpTic Gaming are towards B. Look at this stack from them. Just trying to catch him. And when you're all that close, you got to watch out for those nades. But it's Scump up top. He spots one. Can he get the second? Hollow's going to back down with the numbers. All to Chicago. The round should be to them.
And here comes Pristini, finally able to pounce. And yeah, if you threw that frag grenade anywhere, it's probably hitting something based on the position you had from OpTic. But the numbers there for OpTic, the numbers simply not good enough. Is Huntsman break through that defensive wall and get the round win? Still match point for OpTic. You got to get 3 in a row here out of Huntsman. The first check is done. Can they do 2 more? And this is the hard part. You got to do it on defense.
Yeah, how do you stop this B arsenal that OpTic Gaming has? It looks like they're going to try and do it through middle. Who is that? Envoy and Scump going to try and take vent room away. But look at what you have. You already have Hollow and Draza set up. We're going to hear TJ.
Sneaky.
Doesn't have Daddy. And I think they know something's up. But there's another nade first blood. And those nades have come in clutch.
Those lethals have been connecting, been so massive for them. Going to make it so much harder on the offense to get this bomb down. They're trying to watch the flank. TJ going to peek for a second, get some information, able to stay alive for now, and has Daddy up. TJ now going to push it. I have no idea how TJ gets through and finds both kills. But TJ makes the play. Kenny gets 2 as well. And now it's all on RCs to do it. He's been spotted. How in the hell? What just happened?
I don't know, dude. Did they just not expect? I mean, he's
I don't
got
know.
4. I don't expect him to just jump at him and slide through, challenge both of them, but he did.
He peeks the door. He's like, hello there, friends. And it just soars on in like a madman to get 2. And at the same time, Kenny gets 2. And OpTic pull it off. Unbelievable.
I don't know what that was. That was insane timing from TJ.
I was talking about TJ doing a good job staying alive and getting information. And the next thing I see is him hammering through the door like an insane person.
I don't know. Yeah, because one of them backs off into the vent, and I think we're going to take another look at it, but there was some insane timings. You just don't think he's going to run through it, and he does.
No! Let's take a look at the U.S. Army tactical play, which is probably going to be that. That was just an insane sequence. Let's watch it one more time. From TJ's POV, we see him playing outside of vent. We saw Envoy and Scump being so sneaky. Working through the vent, and then I gotta have to watch how this goes down. So he says hello. There's the first hi. And then he just goes. He catches the first one reloading. I think at the same time, Envoy backs up into the vent. Like, dude, that game almost was decided by timing. When you think of what happened to RCs early in the game and what just happened there, obviously there are a ton of plays and a lot more that goes into it. But those 2 timings there could not have been worse for Huntsman. Like, I don't know. I guess I feel for him a bit. That is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, Persini has a nade in his hand. Scump is thinking, I'm shooting. So basically, I'm just going to rotate back. I want you to slide in, and he's hoping Persini just has his gun out. If he has his weapon out, probably a kill. Right? Of course it is. But that was wild.
So. Unbelievably wild match. We have a 9-point hard point. Go 10 rounds and search and destroy. Everything you could want out of this matchup, and it's not stopping now. We have a quick break, then we'll be right back for the domination.
Thank you to Xperia by Sony, official mobile partner of the Call of Duty League. The new Xperia 1 Mark II smartphone brings you the ultimate mobile gaming experience, with a cinema-wide 4K OLED display and more technology to enhance your gameplay. Tournament audio and team chat listenings are brought to you by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. Join the Astro family and order the CDL A4TTR headset and Pro Team speaker tags today at astrogaming.com. Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel, the official energy drink of the Call of Duty League.
We've talked to a lot of younger players on this show, and a lot of them brought up your name as an inspiration. How does that make you feel?
You know, obviously you have to try to progress to become a professional player. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice. You know, it is what it is. It's a lot of people want to be a pro, and that's why if everyone was a pro, they would just be popping out everywhere, you know? So it takes a lot of grind.
What's going on, everybody? TP here, bringing you the last episode of The Barracks, brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile, the #1 brand in prepaid. In this episode, we are going one-on-one with Scump from the Chicago Huntsmen, one of the most well-known players in COD, former OpTic Dynasty champ, and an all-around legend in the Call of Duty scene.
Will fall. Scump trying to find one on the flank, and he didn't even have to open that door. It was open for him. Finds one, finds two. Scump, you disgust me.
We had a great conversation going over things like the OpTic Dynasty run, his favorite Warzone squad he'd like to play with, and his thoughts leading the Chicago Huntsmen into champs. Stay tuned for all that and more on the final episode of The Barracks.
Do it just like that. Chicago win map #1.
That was a sneak peek of the Barracks presented by Metro by T-Mobile. That'll be live later on this coming week, and that should be a fun one to watch. I mean, Scump and Teep, you know, they go way back.
Yeah, way back since I was playing Call of Duty. So yeah, it should be a great episode. I'm sure you'll hear some of their history, what's going on right now for Scump in Chicago. Should be awesome.
Yeah, it should be a really fun episode, but let's get the focus right back to CDO game day, because this is the match we have wanted. Game 1, I mean, if you somehow missed the start of the series, go back and watch it. Game 1 was absolutely insane. A nail-biting game. Game 2, you could say the exact same thing. These two teams are going back and forth. It's reminding me kind of that Huntsman FaZe matchup, and it's just 10 players locked in, giving it their all at the most important time of year, and we're all square 1-1 going into the domination on Petro. Joe, what can you tell me about this map for these teams?
I mean, there's not really. It's actually surprising considering the year OGLA has had. There's nothing really bad for them this series. Sitting at 4-4, we watched them earlier in the tournament play this one. They had a great style. Obviously, when you get that C flag, that's really the focus. And for Chicago, 4-2. So in Chicago, they're also starting on the stronger half. So we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, that did jump out to me. Like that, basically, OpTic was like 50-50 on every single map. Yeah, they have not had a great year, but look pretty good with the overall best of 5. Kenny trying to push through early, able to find RC, trying to work the flip. His teammate is going to drop behind him, but he's already gotten into a position onto C. He should at least be able to get the no neutral. Great grenade there from Formal. The lethals were on point for Huntsman in the game too. Lethals hitting here as well.
Yeah, so OpTic Gaming, they go for a very fast C neutral. Chicago not able to get B off of that, and then, well, now both teams have control of their home flies. Just fighting over B. Formal just trying to watch the angle. This is just so difficult without a smoke, without a trophy. You can see the power positions you have on this side. You have Slasher on the opposite side for OpTic Gaming. The smoke goes down, and just little by little, they're touching it, just trying to get it all the way secure.
Yeah, they're trying to get in. No one able to get B to this point, but we'd love to get to the comms and the domination. Let's get to an Astro listen-in with Huntsman.
Back up. He killed me for head.
And one's on B, on B and River.
One shot, absolute. Let's spawn first,
They spawned. Get it.
One shot, dead.
Nice one.
Coming on deep river.
River going around. He's on tip. Follow.
Here. I'm gonna play for him.
Yeah, I'm with.
Nice big win. Could be another one.
Man, I'm with you. Dip.
Line.
In dip. Dip. I'm trying to get distract him.
Line dead.
I'm getting first. Yo, then we're gonna be
top C elbow, Kenny.
Beat on flash right now. I don't see him. He's not bottom restaurant. I'm just holding. P1. Draws it back.
I'm holding River.
Draws it back to P1. I think bottom restaurant. I'm
trying to nade your River.
Don't see blue dome.
There's like
blue dome dead.
Nice.
I got one shot for you.
I gotta be. One more. Shield
Austin.
Austin.
Austin was dumped.
Austin was tracked. He was tracked.
Back right, guys. I'm smoking
A while
out.
ago.
Yo,
Oh, he's top right.
Good job.
Don't do that, guys. Or neutral.
Yo, can we front?
Yo, blue up the top part. There's two on side.
I'm trying to help you.
Yo, you want line. Kenny,
Top pass, top right, top left pass, top left pass.
Kenny, line.
I got the bar.
Got a quick kitchen. One shot. One shot. Line. Keep it neutral. Keep it neutral. Getting river, guys.
I'm trying to get top
They
restaurant.
hopped it, they hopped it. Yo, Key's dead.
Kenny was ill. I'm helping you out.
I'm one shot.
I'm river. Outside of it. He's
I don't
pushing.
see that.
One shot. Free kill.
That's Draza.
That's him. No,
Yo,
Kenny,
backtrack.
Line.
I'm line dead.
Try to cap that. Try to get
I'm nailing
Top right.
Run out.
Run out. Pipe pushing your SD. Be careful.
Yeah, he's top resting on you. Nice, good
Good
win.
job. I'm
We're
B.
spawning P1.
Yellow
We're
man,
P1.
when they're back.
Top
Line and on B, guys.
Line on B.
Well, Huntsmen get B for a moment, but it gets neutral pretty quickly. The main thing is through that optic, we're able to get the flip to the strong side at C, but now 4 kills through, 4 Huntsmen, RC's and Envoy, both with a double. That should be B back into their favor. 10-point advantage to Optic right now.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic Gaming had the hold that they wanted, but Chicago able to break on through. They got the neutral at B, and then it's just been a fight back and forth. It ends with Chicago having control. And you are just trading with these M4s. Formal on one side, Slasher on the other. Formal's going to win that duel. Here comes now the push from Chicago, just to, you know, keep them locked back C, and then if the opportunity arises, to go for that C flip.
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to be having most of the fights towards Hazmat. That's great. Keep him away from B. Pushing all the way through looks to be Draza. We'll see what type of play he can make. He's already able to pick up Arcides. He's gotten towards that B flag. Scump, though, still locking down top restaurant. Draza's going to get him as well. Into the smoke he goes, trying to work the neutral. Here's the footsteps coming in, and Draza picks up a third. Draza picks up a fourth. Draza just running through everybody, able to get the neutral and almost the cap. Like, think about that. All 4 of his teammates were basically fighting Hazmat and C. Draza's the one guy that gets out towards mid-map and kills 4.
What did he kill 4 of them? Where were his teammates? Where were they? I don't know what was going on the other side of the map, but I'd be pissed if I was Draza. Because, man, did he put in some work. Right back to it. He wins another 1 versus 1. With Chicago, they take a 4-point lead. And they started on that strong C side. But ever since they've gotten B control, they have done a fantastic job locking OpTic Gaming in.
Yeah, it's been great. They've seemed just as comfortable, if not more comfortable, with the A side hold. But regardless of how these final couple ticks go, it's going to be a close game. OpTic will be in striking distance starting on the strong side. But with how good of a job Huntsmen did with A-B control for that long stretch, you still feel good about their chances as well. First half done, Huntsmen up 6.
And we saw during that listening sort of the strategy that OpTic Gaming tried to do. They try to like force you Riverside in inside of restaurant. And then you saw Hollow's position outside of Pool Hall. What he's hoping to do is get a kill or two and then move all the way around, try to get that 3 cap. But nice job by Chicago to recover. And as you said, have that 6-point lead. Now OpTic Gaming, we'll see what they can do starting on C. I think, okay, DJ almost knifed himself.
Would have been bad.
They just go for this, huh?
Right on to it they go. 2 players bottom restaurant. TJ's trying to deal with.
Yes,
the finesse
they
is
do.
there. The smoke is in. 3 drop for Huntsman, and there's CB control immediately. They're also thinking about pushing up maybe for a neutral. Like that's Draza that's looking over towards Boo. This has been the perfect opening from OpTic Gaming. Huntsman onto the back foot instantly. What an opening from OpTic. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, it really doesn't. Maybe if you can get a neutral. One player does sneak through. That's Pristini, I think, trying to go all the way around. We'll see if Slasher can pick this up. But he's got dead silence. And he gets behind them. So I think they're trying to find Pristini. Maybe. No, they don't know his position. So this is great for him. But can his teammates help him out? And I think now with that spawn from Draza, they have to know something is up.
I would think so. I really want to hear their comments because this has got to be a crazy sequence for them. Let's go to an Astro listening with OpTic Gaming.
Wait, let's go, baby.
I need C for you.
Yo, cut off
I got him.
Nice, let's go, man. Let's go. Trap. Look for cool. Trying to hit top one last.
This one
Back here.
I mean,
P1 on me. One shot, P1.
I'm going river. I look for
top diner right now.
I spawn P1, I spawn P1. On B, on B.
Multiple on B, multiple gonna be on B, guys.
What's that, man?
I spawn back C.
On B, dead. I got B. I got one shot B.
He's stunned B, he's stunned B.
I'm dead.
Deep pause.
Mine.
Pause weak, Alec. He went.
Let's see him in trap.
He went top, nice.
One top bottom on me. Top nice. I'm on it.
Bottom. Got that mystery. One shot mystery.
Pot's dead.
Yeah, someone can touch it and then we could play kill. I'm gonna touch it. I'm one shot.
Give me
Later, I thought P1. Need to make crack.
I blew down.
Front food. In the corner.
Scum blew down.
Yeah,
Touch it, let him catch. We're close to that cap. Another blue dump right now.
Yo, play your line. I spawn P1, I'm pushing through. Pushing through. I'm standing on back seat.
What'd you like from that listening, Joe?
I like to just hearing Slasher just sort of say, hey, we can touch it, we can play around our kills, we know we have the lead, but I mean, they're just on point. It feels like they're playing their game. They had the trap set, but I think, you know, a couple of the spawns come all the way back. Restaurant. All the time, it's never going to be perfect, but they got the 3 cap. They have a 19-point lead. This is the OpTic Gaming that we saw on Petro just earlier this week.
Looking good, but can they close it out? We saw an insane comeback from OpTic to get a
and he's going for A.
domination win recently. We'll see if Huntsman can do the same, but there's the neutral on the other side. Pristini trying to neutral B as well. It'll be the neutral and the cap at B. But still, this doesn't help the scoreline. If you're Huntsman, you've got to make some magic happen. You got to make that magic happen quickly. RCD's trying to get on to C. There's still a presence here from OpTic Gaming. A will be capped on the other side. It's an AC hold for OpTic for now. Spawn's going to be all over the place due to the position of OpTic Gaming players and due to the pressure forward from Huntsman. But it seems for now, OpTic doing a great job at dealing with it, trying to slide in, slide out, finish the neutral. Just can't quite do it through the chaos in the smoke. And Scump is still there standing tall. But now just 90 seconds to go, and the lead's so big. Can you do this if you're Huntsman?
Oh, well, we'll see. I mean, they're going to get C. They're going to have CB. They're just going to have to go for a 3 cap. I mean, what? It's almost up to 30 points. Just under 28. There's the neutral. OpTic Gaming are going to play around that neutral, and that might be it. But this is what I was talking about. It just feels like OpTic Gaming, they know exactly what they want on this map and how they want to play it. It's really fun to watch. Just how they're moving as a squad. Draza, not the craziest stat line, but he's got 7 caps on the flag. And you talk about B and how difficult it is. He's the smoke guy. He's the key player. Great game from him.
Oh, yeah. No, some of his kills like that, even though that like 4-piece he had didn't really lead to the cap, I mean, it still alleviates pressures from other spots of the map. Like, he's had some massive ones through this for sure. But, I mean, what it boils down to for me is the first 20 seconds of the second half.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the beginning of this half. Like,
yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, like, it was
you're
just
hoping
perfect.
Chicago have a better good side. I mean, only being up 6, you see the effect, because look at OpTic Gaming. They win this one by a lot.
Yeah, it was close, and then it wasn't. Once OpTic got the trap in and locked down that CB setup for the significant amount of time, OpTic will close it out. They'll go up 2-1. Huntsman now 1 map away from elimination, and OpTic, as crazy as it sounds, 1 map away from this dark horse Cinderella run into top 4 into championship weekend. This was a bottom 4 team coming into the bracket, a team that had to start in the losers bracket, and they are so close they can taste it.
I mean, we've talked about losers round 1 teams. In the past, it's a little bit different because you're going from match to match to match as we take a look at our stats here. I mean, what RC's played well. Scump, you know, he's been great all weekend. Everybody else a little bit negative, but I just think it's due to the control that OpTic Gaming had. They led him to their game. A lot on Draza. Look at Hollow, 28 and 15, almost double positive from the new man on OpTic Gaming. But yeah, man, just the control that OpTic Gaming had, and now you go to a game for a Hardpoint. But what Kenny and Slasher did it last year in losers round 1, and maybe they're doing it again, but it's not over yet.
Maybe it certainly isn't, but it's just crazy to go back in time and think about this year, because when you think about some of the matchups that were set up for launch weekend, like launch weekend existed too, because it was different than all the home series events, right?
Yeah.
It basically existed to kind of debut these teams to the world and also show off some of the big matchups that people wanted to see, like
rivalries.
The rivalries. Yeah, there were a lot of rivalries matches, and this was one of the big ones, right? Like OpTic versus Huntsmen, and we didn't get what we thought it would be. It was a 3-0 for Huntsmen. OpTic weren't nearly as good as I expected, or a lot of people expected. But this is going back so far in the year, and it's just insane to me to think this many months later. We're talking what, January? 8 months.
It feels like 10 years ago, Clint. I have no idea. It feels like forever ago.
8 months ago, and this was our big story, and then it wasn't a story all year long because OpTic were bad, Huntsmen were good. But now we find ourselves here, OpTic up 2-1, and it is just, it's crazy. It's crazy to me how this works.
Yeah, a couple of roster changes. Everybody getting on the same page. We've talked about how important it is that everybody's comfortable playing their roles. You've heard from Kenny in the past with the previous rosters how frustrated he was, especially in practice. It was bad. It was really bad for OpTic Gaming. In Chicago, they have a couple of home series wins. They knew they were a top 4 team, but now they are in a tough situation.
We hope you're enjoying this. It's a CDL game day presented by Game Fuel. And it is a match. It is a match so far. 1 and 2 were unbelievable. 3 had its moments. We get ready now for the hard point between these two squads. Huntsmen now backed up against the wall. And this is where champions are defined, right? When you're 1 map away from elimination, when you're in the loser's bracket side of it, what do you got? When you dig deep, what do you got?
Now we're going to Rammaza Hardpoint. This is one that OpTic Gaming LA, when they were getting some of their better placings with like Chino on the roster, this was their go-to. So they're 7-4. A lot of that success is the back half of the year. But Chicago, as we said, one of, if not the best hardpoint team in the league. They're going to have a good record on everything. They sit on 7-4 as well. So all these games have been close. Why not another one? It feels like Rammaza always brings it.
Give me one more. Here we go. Huntsmen, OpTic, map 4. Could this be the elimination match? As we'll kick it off from TJ's POV, looking to get over towards Bridgeside, but greeted with some of those lethals from the Huntsmen. He'll now look to get to a spot. Formal will be playing from the 3rd story. A flurry of kills back and forth. Scump able to get a double before he drops, but when it's all said and done, he was Envoy in the hard point for a couple of seconds, and then OpTic take over.
And you just have Kenny hanging out on the hill. All of his reinforcements are coming through, and Chicago, they're trying to play a little bit safe. They don't want to lose spawns for Electronic Shop. Yeah, Persini in a great position, who's putting a crossfire in from top platform. There's still a contest though, and who is it? It's the Smoke Master and Draza trying to do what he can, but Persini lighting it up. Had a great game 1. Not the best games 2 and 3, but already a 5 kill spree from him.
Yeah, he's going off, and they're going to need him to do it. Can he go big for the squad? What a map 1 it was, but OpTic now. They'll be into our next hard point first as we hop out to the 3rd person cam and see their positions. Pristini going to be the one to look at, to open it up as Huntsmen start to work their way forward. Now the next hard point will pop. 6 in a row. Can he keep it going? Swift answer is no. TJ gets both as they push in the back door. TJ locking it down inside. 4 will drop for Huntsmen. Look how far out you're spawning if you are Scump. Scump spawned in no man's land across the map. Thankfully for his teammates, they spawned a bit closer with like the parallel spawn, but he had to track his way across the entirety of Rammaza. Felt like he was running through a real city.
Yeah, what a response though, right? Because Pristini, as soon as Pristini gets all those kills, you spawn a little bit closer to Electronic Shop from OpTic Gaming, and they're just able to fight their way through as TJ was able to open it up, and now it's just a skirmish. You're going to get majority of this time, if not all of it, if you're OpTic Gaming. You have the Twins here, maybe they can test some time, but Formal and Envoy, they are focused on this rotation.
That is a very, very good hold from OpTic. Well, better than any hold we saw from them map 1, like literally. Yep. Better than any hold they had, but that's how Rammaza could be,
it's
right?
A little bit easier on this map, yeah.
Yes, yeah, really back and forth. Like it's like every hard point can be a money hill at times. It feels like you can really get set up nicely for it, but as they get the early time in the early hold, we'll hop over to our Game Fuel featured player. It's going to be Formal's POV, as he'll look to make plays in and around the hard point. We'll see if he can start to line them up with the M4. He's got a bunch of players in front, but as Simtex comes in and the shots go through, he is going to drop and get right back into spawn. The OpTic Gaming pressure is there, but for now, Huntsman still able to hold, still able to keep it close. Now down 20 with 30 seconds remaining, and right into Top Cafe goes Formal to shut down 2.
And that was huge from Pristini. He actually got 2 kills inside of Barbershop to get them the rest of the time. There was an OpTic Gaming opportunity to at least contest some time, maybe get some of it. But Chicago, they're going to get all of it. They're going to take the lead. And now it's you're going to see it from Formal's point of view. How do you get out of this trap? You got to get all the way across the map towards construction.
And all of his teammates basically just died in front of him. So it's like, oh, sick. I guess I'm the next one to run into this firing squad. We'll see if he can work his way up the steps. Scump goes massive to kind of clear the way for Formal. Get some big kills around Ruggs. And look at this run. What would have been a gauntlet to get through is a free run across the bridge, but the timing could not have been worse. Slasher able to get the angle right when he gets into position. Pristini, Scump, Envoy all in on the kill feed. OpTic desperately trying to hold on to the point, but the collapse seems to be here. Players spawning out from both sides of this, really trying to rally over. With 30 seconds left, somebody's already rotating deep. That's going to be Drazi. He's going to have a big one-on-one, and he's able to take that, trying to make sure they're in a good position for Ruins. They've chalked really the final 30 seconds at this point.
Yeah, that was one of the takeaways from map number 1, was Chicago's ability to break through those setups just a little bit too easily. I guess the best thing for OpTic Gaming is you're going to have spawns for next, or are you? 3 going to go down. You see the spawns. They're going to spawn at old. Slasher's going to get taken down, and they do it again. But at least OpTic, you'll have the front side of the hill. It's just going to be a skirmish back and forth.
Yeah, it looked like they had spawns for a second, but then Huntsmen go huge to break through. Everybody from OpTic drops, and they'll get into the backside. But yeah, as you said, what can OpTic do from the front side? So far, so good, as they'll take down 3. Slasher with a double in as well. Trophy out to use this power position from the half wall and try to lock down any reinforcements from Huntsmen. It's the M4 of Formal and Slasher that really locate a ton of those kills. And now the flank from Pristini gets him behind too. Lovely bit of work through the mid steps. But it's still TJ in the point for now. Just 5 points separate these teams. As Pristini, another killing spree for him. 18. Look at him compared to everybody else in the lobby. Pristini is turning up.
Right, but he gets those kills with about 20 left. So it's going to allow OpTic Gaming to get construction spawns, set them up for electronic shop. As we rotate over towards bridge, it's going to be a 20-point lead after the first set. And you talked about it, Pristini really stepping up for his squad. He takes down the player on the hill. He is playing with some passion right now.
Sometimes that's all it takes. That passion when you're at this level, when everyone is so talented. Who is going to bring it more today? What can Hollow do from third story? As they look to continue to close down this bridge point, trailing by 20, but in a good position for this point, in a good position for next. It's Kenny that's on 4 in a row. Looking to find that 5th, but gonna dip away with his life for now and give that up. Maybe try and reflank it. I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. Pristini's got the read, though, right on the other side of the smoke, but the read's not going to matter. 5 in a row. A challenge on the Envoy as well, as Kenny keeps on streaking. I've got no idea how he's alive. He's taken shots from 3 different players, hit by a nade or 2, finesses for so long, but finally he will fall. And as the final time trickles off the point, about a 20-point game as we get over to next.
And they keep it at that 20-point lead. Can Chicago do it again? Can they break another tough setup?
Well, this is where OpTic was perfect, right? Like, this is the first time through where they were perfect in locking this down.
They get all the kills on the flank, so it's going to force all... Look at this push. It's going to force all 5 through the front door. Envoy with his smoke is going to open things up. Somebody's chasing someone like a masked villain in a horror film. That's going to be TJ taking down Pristini, but Envoy, Scump, RCs, they all find kills. They break through towards the front side. It's another right that keeps them in the game. That's just been the story of these hardpoints, Maven.
And that smoke just created madness inside, and then the Huntsmen make the play. They break through. They'll get the time, and now another rotation to see what they can do. And Pristini is beaming right now. Slasher just takes MP5 bullets to the dome. A snap onto another. Kenny's going to fall as well off the top rope like Batman, but finally he will end up dropping. But Formal's now gotten to the back. Our game field feature player trying to make the play. The hip fire somehow going to hit. It's actually a team kill that comes through as well for Hollow. Have they done it again? Have they gotten to a position to spoil the fun for OpTic Gaming? Hollow still able to stay up.
And not quite yet. You have RCs, though, sort of setting up for the spawns to keep them in that trap. But that was TJ who was ready for it. TJ wins a big double. Dilda pushes through Ruins. That's our game fuel featured player. The smokes makes it so tough for a player like Formal. You saw it there. Draws us 2 is going to slow things down. You see TJ trying to get through for construction. Yes, there's 25 seconds left, but you still have to focus on that rotation. And I think TJ's going to need the kill.
He must have had dead silence. Yeah, he had to have had dead silence because he has completely snuck up behind Envoy and made the play. That rotation fight continuing. Now Formal trying to get there. TJ's by himself. So TJ is going to have to work some construction magic if he's going to get this done, because they are all trying to hunt him down. TJ takes down 1 before he drops. And the reinforcements just not there yet. They soaked up the rest of the time. 200 to 190. OpTic Gaming lead, but in control of the point right now is Huntsman.
Yeah, it's like, did TJ do enough, right? It feels like he did. You don't really have that trap. You have Kenny just right outside the bottom door. Allows them to get through that bridge. Just all due to TJ's play. Right now, can they break? Pristini, Formal, Envoy with a double. Locking things down. And now you're at the position if you're OpTic. You want to contest some of this time, but you have to rotate to Ruins.
It's so difficult a choice to make, considering this would put them around the 240 mark. What do you want to do? Can you contest? Looks like they're going to send 3 back on rotation. Let 2 players fight around the point. Those 2 players go massive. I think it's Hollow and TJ that are able to get the kills from the point. So you'll get the rest of this time. It'll be just around a tie game. But over to the side of Ruins, you should have the numbers here if you're Huntsman. They've got the numbers for now because TJ is still in the point. Pristini with some long-range shots with the MP5. He's able to hit, and now into Ruins. Here we go. Slasher going to get caught mantling over. Huntsmen are inside. They can win the game here.
TJ, though. TJ's going on a pinch. TJ's going on a pinch, but Pristini continues to have another great hard point. But I talked about TJ. He's still alive, finally taken down. Slasher with the M4 allows them to contest. But Formal and Arsenes, the duo with an assault rifle, is locking it down.
10 points away from victory and a ton of time to go on the point. They can do it here. They can push it to a map 5. They're trying to hold it inside. 4 are going to drop for OpTic. That might be the game. Kenny, the last one in position, just not in a spot to contest it. Huntsmen get it done. They take the map 4. Their dreams of a championship stay alive, and we have got ourselves a map 5.
Woo! Man, all of these hard points just so close. So many rotation gunfights. It's the Chicago hold at construction. It's the rotation battle that come out on top.
Look at Pristini. Look at Pristini.
And he is vibing.
Pristini, 33 in 24. A minute 20 to go on the hard point. He has been so good in the hard points. You wanted him to step it up. You gave him all the flack in the world. Well, he ate it, and he came out stronger. What a series he is having. Can he do it in the game 5? As it all comes down to this one, these 2 teams. 2 teams left, 1 spot. We already know 3 of our top 4. Now we find the final squad. Will it be OpTic? Will it be Huntsman?
I'm nervous, baby. Woo.
Here we go, Joe. 1 more map. Huntsman, OpTic. Who gets the spot? Quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to play search and destroy like a pro? Here's some S&D recon from the US Air Force. This time, we're flying over the snowy mountains to get some recon on Arklov Peak. First, let's look at the bomb sites. Bomb site B is on the first floor of the house in the middle of the map. If the bomb's planted at B, expect some chaotic close quarters fights inside the house. Meanwhile, bomb site A is out in the open, right by the broken house and the ditch. Bomb site A is super exposed, so be wary of enemy snipers and grenades. If you're on defense, be sure to watch the field for any attackers wrapping around the map. In addition, watch mid-map for any attackers pushing bomb site B or pinching bomb site A. One spot to watch mid-map from is right here. Hop on the top of the awning and you'll be able to catch anyone pushing the middle of the map. If you don't see much towards bomb site B or mid-map, you're probably going to see a ton of pressure on bomb site A. If you position yourself right behind this rock, you'll have a clean line of sight down both the broken house and the ditch. If you're on offense, there's a good chance you'll be facing some enemy snipers on bomb site A. If an enemy's shooting at you from the house on the opposite side, run up to the second story of this building and fight back. If there's an enemy holding the ditch, you could just run out and take the 1v1 duel. Or, if you're brave enough, grab an SMG and run straight at them like TJ Halley. If you want to hit bomb site B, check out this play from the London Royal Ravens. After securing a kill mid-map, they drop 2 smoke grenades on the house, one right in front and one on the awning. Jared and Dylan jump into the second floor, while Scrap sits in the field to prevent any enemy players from jumping in through the window. This move isolates the only player on defense, making it much safer for Dylan and Jared to clear the house for the bomb. Once the bomb's planted, FaZe has to get inside to defuse, but because London took early control of the house, FaZe don't have any easy way inside. By the end of the round, the London Royal Ravens managed to pick off all of the remaining FaZe members, winning their offense on bomb site B. There's your S&D recon for Arklov Peak. Good luck down there.
That was a look at S&D recon presented by US Air Force, because that is where we are headed. Arklov Peak, Huntsman, OpTic, one more map. And Joe, you've been in some game 5s in your career. You've been in some game 5s at Champs. Do the stats and everything go out the window? Well, what's the deal here?
Yeah, absolutely they do. I think they do come Champs time, right? Like, you know, we're spitballing these. It doesn't matter. Both of these teams, you know, they prepped so much for this. You got to play your game. OpTic Gaming in game 5 on Arklov Peak, 2-1. Chicago 1-0. So a pretty strong map for both of these squads, especially in game 5s.
You say that a lot, like play your game. You just mean like it's tough to do with the pressure like this to play the way you want to play.
So like what it should be is your practice should prepare you for this. What do you do in practice? You shouldn't stray away from that. You know, what strategies work for you? Continuously shown different looks. That's what we saw to OpTic Gaming on Gunrunner Search and Destroy. So yeah, I mean, it's just, what did you practice? What worked for you? You know, have clear comms.
Well, here we go. The one map to decide our final team into championship weekend, as they've all been battling for their share of $4.6 million. Who makes the run to maybe win the big cash prize? But it's Draza at mid-map doing a little bit of dance here with Envoy. And that doesn't connect, so I don't think he's going to realize he's there. The shots are going to come in. Draza can't finish it. The Simtex, though, might do it. It's going to force him to move. That's going to be bombed down. Beams in from Draza towards the top window. 2 players from Huntsman out of the mix.
Yeah, nice little cross setup right there on a Draza, and Hollow Slasher's going to come through as well, but they just take care of the middle of the map, and it's TJ Trying to snipe Pristini. Hits the nade. That was clean from OpTic Gaming. Just shut it down. And obviously, if that stun connects, the round's a little bit different. But Hollow's in a bit of an off angle. You know, the stun is supposed to hit the player if he's on top of the stairs. He's not there. But draws a Hollow. Nice little 1-2 punch.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch lays out Huntsman in round 1. But it's weird because we talk about how this can be a really defensively sided map. But yesterday it was 2 days ago when we casted Huntsman phase. It was like, what, the first 4 rounds or so were all offense. It was like, who's going to win the first defense? So we've seen some crazy stuff kind of go down during the playoffs, but we'll see if this is more what we expect. But through the smoke, OpTic getting very aggressive into position up towards mid. TJ, who's been a beast with this snipe over the course of this week, has it out again. Pedraza is trying to make a play at that dead silence. Can't finish it, but Kenny is there for the finish. Another first blood over to OpTic, a category they controlled early in that map too.
Yeah, it's that early smoke towards A. No, it just keeps Chicago on their toes. They just run through the smoke and kind of go through the middle of the map, and you can kind of see what Chicago is. They only have 1 player. Now 2 is the rotations back towards A. Okay, so they've read this. It's going to be an A hit. Chicago are ready for it. They've all rotated over. And we see the overhead view. You have 1 player in Slasher locking down middle of the map. But here we go. Here comes the push.
20 seconds to go. The lethal's going to be out. Will they connect some damage in? The plant has not been finished yet. Plant going through now, and they'll get it down. It's going to be a 4v3 retake, though, as you get the kill. TJ can't hit the snap. Envoy able to hit the shots. Pristini with a sniper in hand hits it. TJ last alive, though, now. Can he hit the snipes? Has to play his life for so much time. He's getting pushed through Goldstone. Hits another snipe. The pressure there from Arsenes, though, and the retake is in from Huntsman. Pristini big in that round. He gets the kill to put it to 4-4 and make some massive plays to help them on the retake.
Yeah, it's actually Envoy middle of the map, though. I believe he had a 1 versus 1 versus Slasher. Slasher had dead silence popped. He's sort of hoping to find a timing through that middle alleyway, which we see so often. It's just tough. I mean, TJ is just hoping 1 or 2 goes down, right? You're trying to play for that sniper. You can back up into your broken house and, you know, force Chicago to have to defuse the bomb. But 1v3 is just too tall of a task, especially with that much time left.
I think maybe Huntsmen deserve a little luck from a timing standpoint when you think back to the map too and a couple of situations they had. But who's going to be able to take an offense? Heavy A pressure from Huntsmen. Aggressive on the B side of the map too, as Draws has worked up towards those steps again. But the rotation's going to come in. They get Slasher. It's going to be heading over. Get some information behind the lethal and the nade. Some damage through, but not able to get the kill.
He's still alive. Pristini's still there. You got Scump inside the trench.
There's the first blood for Huntsman. It's a big one. Can they close this out for the offensive round victory? Working all the way around the flank is going to be Draza. You've got Envoy set up all the way in the back. Envoy is able to get that kill deep on the flank. Players falling all over. OpTic gets smoked off the site, and Huntsman get their second round of the board.
Yeah, you're hoping to get that nade kill on the bomb, and this is why, right? Because you have Scump, Formal, and beautiful shots right there out of Scump to get him a multi-kill in that round. But you're hoping to get position on the bomb, because when you get position on the bomb, you can jump on top of that mound and look into the trench. Because Pristini stays alive, because none of the nades connect, they have to take him down first. And that's when those trades start. Draws to try to work in the flank, but Envoy once again taking care of it.
All 5 players now here from OpTic. Smoke out, and they're going to go. They are pushing this.
A?
Yeah, it is a very, very quick A. Formal. Chance for a hit for just a moment. Plant going down now for OpTic. Arsenes just tucked away around this wall. Draws it. Oh, not bad timing again. Not bad timing again. He's still up.
Almost happened.
Almost happened again, but Hollow's able to get the angle, and then Draza's going to pounce. Draza's going to pounce. 2 are going to drop. Offensive round win for Huntsman. Now maybe a chance for OpTic to do the same to tie it up. Formal falls. Now all on to Envoy. Doesn't see him on the right. Round win to OpTic. All square again.
And I actually don't know how. Look at this position from Hollow. You can see there from Draz's point of view. I don't know how he gets there undetected, but they get aggressive. So a lot of the times what you see on those, as soon as the bomb's down, you'll see like a double trench setup. You'll see one person stay alive on the bomb. You force the defensive team to come to you. That didn't happen. Hollow got aggressive, just pushing up to that barrel corner. Then that allows Draza to pounce on through. Again, Hollow, Draza making their presence known.
Yeah, maybe like a weird timing for formal sniping or something, or
sure.
focus on something else. And it's about to be, you don't usually die from them in that position at that point in the round, but fact is he gets the angle. Now it's going to be a heavy mid hit.
What
the
can
call
TJ
from OpTic
do?
was aggressive
man.
at A. Yeah, this is going to be an absolute swarm onto TJ. They're about to fly in through the smoke. Can he at least take one down? He's able to get one, nearly two damage in. To the reinforcements get there to finish off these kills. They've gotten set up inside, but the bomb carrier did fall. Is Scump now? Sorry, Arcees now wants to work to get this plant. Katie just jumps up onto the bar, and well, that doesn't go well for him.
Draws on the flank, though. That takes him down. Guess what? Envoy, he has to switch his angle up. So now the last two players stuck inside of this A site. And you see in all these different wallbang positions, that's why it's so difficult to get this bomb down. We saw it from TJ's point of view. Taking their time, just trying to lock them in. Arcees gonna have to go for this soon. There's no way you rotate off this. 5 seconds to plant. Just trying to catch a timing. And there we go. Plant's gonna come in, and here they come.
Can you catch him planning, and you now have a 3v1. Scump with the massive gunfight. Can they clutch up in the 2 versus 3? RC is going to drop. All going to be on Scump.
Where is he? He got out.
Scump 1v2. He got away for now. He got to the front door. Gets some shots. Gets away with his life. There's a team kill. There's a team kill. It's now going to be a 1v1. Hollow's just going to hop it. He's just going to hop it.
He's got it.
The check's going to come in. The check's going to come in. He's not going to get there in time, and the fuse goes through. So you get the team kill, but you get the defuse. Are you kidding me?
Holy regain from Hollow. What the heck? Oh, I don't know how that happened and how Scum stays alive, but he just holds it.
My heart just skipped a beat. My heart skipped multiple beats.
Woo! My watch is telling me to take deep breaths. Relax over there. Relax. It's game 5.
Oh, my God. 3-2. Now to OpTic after whatever you want to call that round. They go right back to it. Aggressive at A. It worked last time. Let's try it again. Maybe Arcees will be a little bit more fortunate from the Gulch, but Draza has worked up to the site. Kenny, though, will be the bomb planner, has to ultimately try and get through on this cross. The lethals hit. Draza's going to drop. The lethals hit. Quavo going to drop as well. T2B combines to really end this round with the Simtexes.
Yeah, watch number 3, Envoy. He's got dead silence. He's working his way all the way through.
Let me see a stat of like between games 2 and 5, like the lethal kill difference. I just feel like there's been so many more for Huntsman.
Well, Hollow moves up to that position again. But it's all going to come down to this Tommy on the flank. Nobody is paying attention to it. TJ is just watching over his teammates. I think Envoy's going to win this round for Chicago. He's going to do it here soon. Well, you'd think so. Maybe not.
Well, TJ's got Daddy popped and did get away to mid-map, but that call should be into formal. TJ will get caught. Now going to be 2 versus 4 in the post-plant position. Christini able to stay up. Slasher's going to get flanked as well. All now to Hollow. He takes down one, but cleaned up instantly. And Huntsman rebound after that ludicrous round 5 to get the win. And tie us up at 3-3. And we're getting closer and closer to a chance at some free burritos.
I mean, listen. The burritos is a bonus. If this goes to a round 11, it is a treat in itself.
That's true. That is true. Some dessert to go with that burrito.
But as you said, it's just the nades. And what OpTic Gaming has been doing on their attacks is they don't send their bomb carrier to it. It's Kenny who goes for the bomb. He makes his way through trench, but it's Draza who's just checking it with the MP5. He's making sure there's no funny business from the defensive team. And then he just sort of backs away, allows Kenny to slide. But right there, you saw what happens when the nades hit. And look at Scump. We've talked about some of his Game 5 performances. He had one earlier versus New York a few days ago. Already up to 10.
But 12-3 in that one.
Yeah.
Into double digits through 6 rounds. That is pretty darn good. but Huntsmen are taking this all the way over to B. It's going to be TJ that has to deal with this once again. A little bit of a different hit, though, not quite up through mid-map. They're wrapping out through outskirts. Kenny trying to get to the angle, and Kenny's going to get it. He's able to take down Pristini. That's going to be bombed down for a moment. Going to be picked up by Envoy, and he's going to instantly try and get this plant in. Will it finish? He does get it down. The plant gets in even though he drops. So you've got more of a chance here if you're Huntsman. Not much of one, though. Not much of one, though.
We got a smoke right away. Can Formal spot that X-ray vision? Can he hit the snipe? Can he slow this round down? There's just so many different angles. There's the retake.
And that's just, everyone dies basically right as the plant is going down. You get some... It's like you're getting into that B house. You're getting the plant down, but from that point forward, it's just been so difficult. Granted, last time they had a plant that like ludicrous. Well, I think Scump ended up getting it down like the 1v3. That was a bit messier of a round for sure. But here, all hell kind of breaks loose as soon as you try to get that plant in. Kenny with the opening kill onto Pristini, a big one. I see a dead silence all the way around the backside.
Yeah, and it's just the info. It's the info OpTic's getting. That's 2 defensive rounds where they're going 4 towards A. They don't see anything and they back up. We'll see what adjustments they make from Chicago on offense.
It's a benefit of aggression, right? You're just clearing the map, learning so much about where the positions of Huntsmen might be. Draza this time is going to get a trophy onto it, so maybe that'll be the difference. So it's not just a lethal massacre. Okay, well, never mind.
That's a lot of nades. You need 2 trophies, I guess.
Yep, so much utility comes in. The trophy's destroyed, and Pristini will fall. Or sorry, Pristini will get the kill as Draza falls. Now another tough spot on offense for OpTic.
Tough part is now you just got to get a player to the bomb. And, you know, then he's going to kind of be stuck. And there's the smoke out from Chicago. Maybe they're going to get aggressive. Nothing's going to happen. I don't know where that landed. Maybe he didn't throw it. I don't know where that landed. But when is OpTic going to go for the bomb? RC's going to protect himself. Middle of the map, you still have Hollow watching the flank. Slasher just trying to get an angle. Trying to get an angle. But they have to get the plant. Pristine wins another gunfight.
If he would have got onto the rock a couple of times, he might have got the kill, but couldn't get into a spot. And Hollow will be the last to fall. Huntsmen hold on defense again. The opening utility, massive again. The Simtexes have been on point from Huntsmen as they've shut down these offensive pushes from OpTic before they could really get rolling.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... For OpTic game, they keep going for these fast A plants, and the nades are there. Poor Draza, man, he has just been bombarded.
Yeah, I mean, those offensive rounds have not been fun for him at all. He's just getting smoked. And he's like a playmaker for them, too. He can't make a play when you're getting first blooded by all the utility out of Huntsman. Now tied up 4-4. We go deeper into this game. Only one squad can move on to championship week, and Pristini wants to get aggressive up mid-map with dead silence, but around the corner of the smoke is Kenny with the peak. Still 4v3 for OpTic as the offenses really have been struggling in the past couple of rounds.
And we'll see if they can clutch on up. It looks like Envoy's trying to get aggressive towards that grave side, but somebody's ready for him, and that's Hollow. It feels like Hollow reads this map very well. Couple of times he's just been in some off angles that's caught Chicago off guard. Now a 2 versus 4 in the King takeover. Stun doesn't connect. Maybe they won't know he's in this position. He's gonna pop dead silence. He's gonna find a kill on Slasher. He's feeling confident. They know where another one is. They gotta plant the bomb. TJ just staying down. He's gonna try and challenge the next one.
Can he win another big gunfight? Not able to do it. TJ probably seals the round there. It's all going to be on Formal last alive, trying to work the plant now in a 1 versus 3. He's going to get it planted, but what do you do now? Well, you do that. You pop up, you take down one, but Hollow again goes big with the crisp and clean headshots. Round to OpTic. 1 round away from another upset and the Cinderella story moving on.
And it's just what adjustments do they make on this attack? If I was OpTic Gaming, A is working when they get the bomb down. They have to get the nades and the lethals away from Chicago. I'm going back. I'm hanging on to a smoke. I'm throwing one early. You know, trying to force out as many nades as you can. Hopefully you have a trophy. You move up with the next smoke and you put it down. But we'll see what they do. And it looks like they're going to say, screw A, we're going to B.
Yeah, I mean, just probably frustrated. Been getting shut down there so much. You've got a big presence really on both sides from Huntsmen. They're pretty spread. Working that side of the map will be Envoy and Pristini together. How early does the rotation come in from Huntsmen? Envoy some damage in, but can't quite finish the kill. He's going to have to reposition for now as Hollow eating the bullets.
Yeah, this is already, I mean, almost 40 seconds off the clock. You do not have a lot of map position if you're OpTic. Finally, Slasher gets into the middle of stairs. But I think Chicago's going to be ready for this one. They're going to start rotating over here soon. Looks like Formal's going to make his way over. He's top hotel. Flashes and smokes go down. This is going to have to be a very fast execute inside of this site. There's that rotation. They're just going to stack it, and why not? Why wouldn't you? Here we go.
Standing right behind it. They're lining up for him. Him and Formal able to get a flurry of kills. The OpTic push once again shut down. Huntsman, can they continue to hold? Bomb down a difficult spot. Formal goes big with 2. Kenny last alive. And it looks like we may have burritos unless Kenny can pull off something, but he's got to somehow get the plant in. He's spotted on the cross. Not going to be able to do so. Not enough time to do it. It's round 11 time, Joe. It's round 11
Burritos!
time, baby. Burritos!
And looking at round 11s this year, Chicago 9-2, OpTic Gaming Los Angeles 4-5. It's been all defense, and who is on the attack? It's going to be OpTic Gaming. I don't think you go back to B here. It was way too telegraphed. The only thing that's worked for them has been that A execute. And it looks like for right now, they're going to start in the middle of the map.
One of the things they like to do early in the year was that mid-map pressure behind smokes, try to get into the second story of the B house. Pristini spots him, but Pristini gets smoked. He just gets evaporated. That's the first blood for OpTic. Now what can you do behind it? The utility coming in over the top. It's not going to connect. The opening in the defense is there for OpTic. It's set up behind the bar.
They're all here. All of Chicago's here. They're all inside.
They're here on the cross. There's the first kill from Scump. That's going to be bombed down. The peek comes in from Hollow. What a gunfight when that is. It's madness inside of the B house. Scump just trying to finesse, trying to get the kill. Envoy going to peek from outside. The challenge is going to come in. Scump's got to reload. No one can finish the kill. Arcees picks up 2. It's all going to be on TJ now. 1v1, and Huntsman win it. Envoy gets the kill in the 1v1, and they move on. It's madness. What the heck was that round?
Oh my gosh. What a round it was. But I think it was Arcees who was the swingman. It was Arcees. He got 2. Scump played his life so well inside of that hotel, just to play behind the bar and just waste so much time. And I don't know if you saw, there was nobody from Chicago towards the A site. After the first blood, it was such a fast rotate. If OpTic Gaming wanted to go back to B, they could have. But they just went for it. They sent it. The trades weren't fast enough. Arcees goes big. Scump goes big. It comes down to a 1 versus 1. TJ knew his position, but Envoy has the shot.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But guess what? As we're all trying to gather ourselves, there's a burrito code coming at you in just a moment, which you can take that as a cherry on top for one of the better S&Ds and better maps, better series we've had all year. That was insane. And yeah, I was so focused. It was such an insane sequence. I was so focused on Scump staying alive in that spot. And once he had to reload and the damage came in, I'm thinking Scump's dead. But Arcees just feels like out of nowhere comes in and gets 2. But scuff play of the game. Let's watch the round again and just get the blood pressure pumping again.
Yeah, so I just want everybody to watch the mini-map here. After Pristini gets down, watch how fast of a rotation this is from Chicago. There's still a minute 20 in the round. If you're OpTic, you could rotate this back, but they're trying to use the smokes. They're trying to get across, but everyone is here. Scump's going to find 1. I think Hollow takes down Formal, and then it's just Scump's ability to stay alive, and Arcees helps him out. He comes through. He's able to take down 2, and I think it's just right through the back door to his left, because that's what he's waiting for. I thought he was dead in this position, but there's Arcees through the back. He takes down Kenny. He takes down Hollow, and Envoy, killed Slasher. He's getting the calm. TJ could have taken his time, but it's madness. And there we go. The Final Four is set for championship weekend. You got FaZe and Empire in the winners final. You got Huntsmen in London on the bottom side.
I feel like it's 100 degrees in my room. Legitimately sweating. That was
the best match of the year. That was unbelievable.
Just insane. What a map to end it. Like the storylines leading to that with Huntsman versus OpTic and to all come down to a round 11 1v1 bloodbath inside of the B house. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? I know there have been some frustrations with this year. I know it has not been perfect. I know COVID has caused some things to be just insane and the pivot to have it online. But if you didn't enjoy that best of 5, you were an idiot. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, and there was that bracket. I mean, the OpTic Gaming run, I mean, to win 3 matches, they finished top 6. You know that players like Kenny, Slasher, and TJ, they wanted to do better, but if they pull one out, at least one of their better events is the last one of the year. And Chicago, you've been a top 4 team all year, had a couple of crazy game 5s, and their life is still alive.
Yeah, I think for OpTic, it's, right now you're pissed, obviously, but considering how this year has gone, the amount of money that you end up making by getting to that position and having a chance to get the championship Sunday, it is better than most people would have thought they had done, logically. Like, most people didn't think they get to that point, but they pushed Huntsman the distance. It was, I don't know, maybe I'm living in the moment right now, but it had to have been a top 3 match all year, if not the best. Like, that was just insanity. And you got to feel proud about what you did. And for Huntsman, we go again. We got a chance to win this entire thing. You got a chance for back-to-back for the Twins, another ring for Scump and Formal. I'm going to sleep until next weekend. I just want to get to the matches, Joe. I'm just going to go to bed tonight. I'm sleeping through the weekend. I want to get started. This is going to be awesome.
That'd be a heck of a slumber, Clint. That would be
it'd be like a hibernation.
Yeah, nice little hibernation.
A big bear hibernation.
And then heck, even for London, man, what a run for them. They're playing the top 4. Who saw that coming? I did not.
Nobody.
Woo! Just trying to catch my breath.
Unbelievable. And the man that won the 1v1 that's about to be heard around the world as everyone celebrates, it's Envoy. We've got him with Lando.
Very good, man. It's your instant reaction brought to you by PlayStation. I'm Lando, and joining me is Envoy from the Chicago Huntsman. Envoy, my God, man, that was absolutely unbelievable. As Maven called it, the 1v1 heard around the world, the 1v1 of the century. Walk me through that Game 5, Round 11 on Arklov Peak from your perspective.
Man, that was one of the most intense Game 5s I've probably ever been a part of. It's the most intense series I've ever been a part of. In that last round, I mean, we knew they were just trying to elongate the round, so we were playing slow. Eventually, they started coming towards B, and we just stacked the bomb site. Alec picked up a big 2-piece, which ultimately won us the game, and I just cleaned up the last kill on Teach. That's all that really was.
Oh boy, as we get to kind of rewatch it here quickly, I mean, literally comes down to the wire. Overall, phenomenal series. I think it has to be in contention for one of the greatest series that we've seen all year, if not the greatest series that we've seen all year. My goodness. I mean, it's got to be hard after a situation like that to really kind of calm down, I can only imagine. But, man, you're an Illinois native. You've waited for your chance at the spotlight, I know, for such a long time. I know you have the unfortunate top 32 finish last year at Champs with Jin G. Yeah. How sweet does it feel to know that you're through to COD Champs weekend?
It feels amazing. I just came in today like one goal, push it to the Champs weekend, and we did just that. I'm super proud of the team. Our composure was crazy in that series. We ended up winning Rammaza Hardpoint. We lost it twice in the last 2 days, so that was the biggest win of the series for us.
I have to ask you, after a victory like that, I know the Twitter, literally social media is going to explode after a victory like that, just kind of knowing the social media presence and the fan base that the Huntsmen have. Feel free, Envoy, go ahead and talk to the Chicago Huntsmen fan base. Let them know what you have to say, my friend.
Guys, we appreciate your support, win or lose, and we're just happy that we booked our way to the championship weekend, and hopefully you guys can support us there in about a week or so.
Definitely, man. Well, I'll tell you what, man, that was That was intense. That was crazy. And I got one more question for you, Envoy. We talked about your team, obviously the kind of the gauntlet that you guys have kind of gone through toward the end of the season. What do you have to say for your teammates and the way that you guys have clutched up so far?
I mean, like I said, our composure was just next level that series, and I'm really happy that Preston, he had a pretty bad day yesterday. He knew that himself, and I'm just really happy he bounced back. He was probably the key factor in us winning that Rammaza Hardpoint, and yeah, that's ultimately what won us the series. So shout out to Preston for bouncing back today. It meant everything.
Absolutely, man. Well, that was your instant reaction brought to you by PlayStation. Envoy, congrats again on the victory. And obviously, congrats to you on obviously getting on to Champs Weekend, my man.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, Con fans, the matches here at CDL Playoffs have officially come to an end, but there is still a lot to break down leading into Champs Weekend, and we've got the very best doing it as Lottie, Pac-Man, and Nameless are live with the CDL HQ right after this break.